Namaste, Namaskar, Vanakkam, Salam Alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, and good morning to each one of us who's joined in for a very special show here at Wellness 360 at home, brought to you by ICICI Lombard. Well, today, 21st June 2020, has its own touch, feel, and most importantly, it's got a great vibe of mental well-being, wellness, being fit, and musical. Thinking about how? Most of you already know it, but I'm going to recite it in a poetic style that today is International Yoga Day. At the same time, today is also World Music Day. And if these two were not enough, today is also Father's Day. So, yes, I want to wish you all as we start the amazing special show today here of Wellness 360 at home and wish you all great music, great yogic feel, and of course, to all the daddies there, happy Father's Day. Now, today, just about an hour back, our Honorable Prime Minister was on screen and he said, today across India, it's not going to be International Yoga Day, but we will be celebrating yoga at home and yoga with family. So we thought, let's bring this whole thing with family back home to everyone who's watching us back. Being at home, this is one time that you get to be at the best of who you are and become the best version of who you are. So that's why we are here bringing you the amazing feel of yoga in a very amazing way. So let's get ready because we have an amazing guest today and she's here to help you become a better version of who you are. So are we ready? If yes, let's get ready. Remember, get yourself a mat because it's going to be an amazing start to 21st June 2020. Just a quick reminder, what does yoga really mean? Yoga means coming together, uniting with yourself. Because it's time that you have so many things around your head, but get back to yourself, be with you, and become better. So now it's time that we bring in our very best here at Wellness 360 at home. Joining us is a celebrity host, guest, and also someone who masters in fitness and more. Well, who is she? Well, she's the master Pilates trainer, yoga instructor from the Yogendra Institute, Pilates educationist, celebrity fitness trainer, nutritionist, and a co-author of Pure and Healthy, a healthy Indian cookbook. There's also a nutritionist in India to co-author a cookbook. Well, that's right. She has a master's degree from the US in nutrition and dietitian and a fellowship in adolescent and sports medicine. Well, she has moved back to India about 12 years ago and she's now working with famous celebrities of Bollywood and many other business tycoons. Well, she's equipped with an amazing studio in Bombay and she has everything that a studio needs, but with all that including Pilates and yoga. The only studio that offers a culmination of yoga and Pilates together. So ladies and gentlemen, we're very delighted to welcome here at the Wellness 360 at home, brought to you by ICICI Lombard. It's going to be Radhika Karle with us right now. Hi Radhika, good morning. Good to see you. A fantastic feel looking at you. It's even more vibrant because you have the vibes of spreading happiness. But today, International Yoga Day, we are delighted to have you. And how are you feeling this morning? And how does it feel? International Yoga Day.
Thank you, Mithun, first for the fantastic introduction. And it feels great. It feels great to be able to give whatever knowledge that I have back to the community and really look forward to spreading a little bit of perhaps joy, perhaps happiness, but very much like what you said, is yoga is a union of the mind, the body, the spirit. So we're really working on that aspect in today's session.
And I'm excited. I'm ready. I've got my mat ready. And I'm sure everyone who's watching us back home or wherever you are, be ready with the mat because it's going to be something very delightful. And Radhika, I just can't wait. So over to you now. Let the Wellness 360 at home begin on a very special day, the International Yoga Day with Radhika Karle right now. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mithun, and welcome everyone, and happy World Yoga Day. So as I mentioned, yoga is the union of the mind, the body, and the spirit. So we are going to try today in our session to bring all three of these together. I understand that during this time, many people may be facing different emotions, different feelings. This is a time like no other. I don't know about you, but I've never been through a pandemic. But I have learned that my yoga practice has truly helped me in dealing with a lot of the emotions. I'm not going to say I'm stoic. The emotions do come and go, but it's my yoga practice that has kept me grounded. So I'm going to start with a little story. 20 years ago, I was a nutritionist for a big chain of gyms in the US. And probably about the umpteenth time that someone came in for a consult and they said that, "Oh, you're Indian, can you teach me yoga?" And I had to say, "No, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about yoga." And by, like I said, the umpteenth time, I finally decided it's time that I learned this age-old practice that everyone in the West wants to take on, and I should be able to then give that knowledge back. So sure enough, I packed my bags and I returned to India, and I did an intensive course in yoga at the Yogendra Institute in Bombay here. And I came to the Institute thinking that, okay, it's gonna build strength, I'm gonna build muscles, and I'm gonna do these asanas, and I'm gonna get strong. But the whole time I was there, we talked about the effects that yoga has on the mind, and then brought those in with the asanas. So today what we're really going to do is we're going to talk about the mind a little bit, and then we're going to bring in the yoga asanas and figure out how those yoga asanas are going to help us through certain difficulties or certain emotions that we are feeling. Okay? The two things that stayed with me, so I'm very proud to say that that was 20 years ago, so I was a bright, young, sprightly 22-year-old during that time, and I'm 42 today, and I have never felt so strong and so connected with my body, and I have to give a lot of that credit to the movement that I do. The two things that stuck with me throughout the time and through these 20 years is, number one, yoga teaches you to stay in the present, and really focus on the present. Forget about the past, don't worry about the future, but really stay in the present. So today, as we go through some movement and some asanas, I really urge you all to stay in the present. There may be a child screaming in the background, "Mama, mama." Tell them it's Father's Day, go deal with your dada. Or you may be thinking, what am I going to make for breakfast? What am I going to make for lunch? Try to push that away. Those thoughts will come and go, but try to stay in the present, right? The second thing that the yoga practice taught me, and that has really helped me through this time, is that every movement has a breath pattern attached to it. So I will be giving you cues on the breath pattern as we go into certain movements, but I really want you to stay focused on that. Breathing not only helps calm us down, so we've heard so much about pranayam and the power of pranayam and how breathing can really help bring us back in to a less anxious state and a less frustrated state. But when you match the breathing with your movement, that brings a different type of power and energy. Breathing can facilitate movement. So if you feel like some of the movement is very difficult, focus on the breathing that I'm cueing you through, so that way you can maybe feel a little bit of a difference in your movement with the breathing pattern, right? So without further ado, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the emotions that some of us might be going through, match them up with a yoga flow. I truly believe that movement is medicine. So we really need to be moving in order to really heal our bodies. And of course, with the healing of the body, there should be a healing of the mind as well. The first emotion that I want to talk about is anxiety. Anxiety comes with a feeling of worry, fear, uncertainty. However, with movement, you are releasing endorphins. Endorphins are your happy hormones, and that should then take you out of the state of anxiety. So we start our first round of movement with what I like to call warm up. So we're going to come to our mats now. And we're going to start first with Konasana, so triangle pose. This is a great way to get large muscles going. So you're really going to feel your legs working. You're going to get the spine moving. The spine is the center of your body that really holds you upright. I'm sure a lot of you have been spending time here over your devices. So we're going to try to open that spine up and see how the feeling of energy, of power comes back to you in some of these simple moves. The feet are a little bit further than shoulder width apart. Your toes are pointing straight out in front. We talk about a triangle on the foot as well. So think this is Konasana, and think about the triangle on your foot as well. The triangle on your foot is your heel, your big toe, and your pinky toe. Try to keep the weight in that triangle on your foot even. That triangle is the base, and it's going to ground you down. The grounding down is really going to take you out of the state that you're in. We start first with a nice and simple lateral stretch. There's going to be movement, everyone. Remember, match your breath with the movement. We bring the left arm up close to the ear, shoulder draws down and away. Your hip bones are pointing straight out in front. They're headlights on your car. You do not want to turn them. On the inhale, we're going to inhale through the nose. We're going to reach up and over while keeping the hip bones pointing straight out in front. And on the exhale, we return all the way back up. Hand comes back down to the side, and we come to the opposite side. Arm reaches up, arm close to the ear, draw the shoulder down and away. We inhale, we reach up and over, feel a big stretch. Now, most often we want to kind of sink. I want you to remember that triangle on the foot. Keep the weight equal on both the triangles of your feet. Exhale, we come up. Let's do that again, a couple of more times. We reach up and over, we inhale, hip bones pointing straight out in front. Think about creating length through both sides of the body. A lot of times we want to focus on the reaching and we forget about creating length. If you create length through both sides of the waist, that also takes away from that feeling of sinking. Think about reaching up. There's a metaphorical aspect to every movement. Let's do that again. We reach up and over. We inhale, create that length, ground those hips down, straight out in front. And exhale, we come back up. One more time, arm comes up. Check in again. Make sure that the weight is equal on the triangle of both your feet and all the way up. One more time. This time I'm going to add in one more cue. Inhale, we reach up and over. This time, I want everyone to think about keeping the pelvis in the center of the body. So don't let the weight slide over to the left leg. Exhale, we return back to the top. One last one, reach up. Now, don't lose this reach up as you reach over. Keep reaching up as you reach over. Check in with the feet. And exhale, we come all the way back up. Let's add in a rotation here now. Another solid movement that really helps to take us out of that state of anxiety. So think about your upper body as a wet towel, and you want to wring the water out of the towel. We start with the arms up and level with the shoulders. Again, think of the reach. Here, the reach is reaching out to the two sides of the room. Keep the ears over the shoulders. On the inhale, we're going to rotate to the right side. Again, your hip bones remain pointing straight out in front. So as you rotate to the right, really focus on pressing that right hip forward. Don't let it travel back behind you. Exhale, we come back into center. We go to the opposite side, we inhale. Now again, we're grounding the feet down, but we're reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, we rotate. Let's do that a couple of more times to each side. And exhale, back to center. Add that deep breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. So I'm taking my breath out from my mouth because that is going to help keep me a little bit more centered. Through these feelings, centering becomes one of the most important aspects. One more time, we inhale to rotate. Exhale back in. Last time to the opposite side, making sure the weight is equal on both your feet. Exhale, we come back into center. Hands come down by your sides. We take it now to our second flow of movement. Little bit more advanced, a little bit more energy added to this, because remember, this is warm up. We take the feet out a little bit further than hip width apart. So your feet should be almost 3.5 to 4 feet apart. You should feel a nice stretch to your inner thighs. Your toes are still pointing out in front. We're going to go into an extended angle. And from an extended angle, we're going to go into a reverse warrior. For those of you practicing yoga regularly, you may understand these asanas or these movements. Otherwise, listen to my cues. We're going to turn the right foot so that your heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. This movement now is going to further warm you up, further get you energized. Remember, focus on the breathing. We bend the front right knee. As you bend the knee, try to get that thigh parallel to the floor. I'm going to take my feet out a little bit further so I can get a little bit more of a lowering. I'm working on grounding down. Again, focus on the triangle of the foot. Keep that weight equal on the triangle. We reach the arms out at level with the shoulders. Again, focus on the reach. Hip bones are still pointing straight out in front. We lower the front right hand all the way down, if you can, all the way down to the floor, reaching the top hand up. Think about that oppositional reach. You're grounding down, you're reaching up. If the hand doesn't lower down all the way to the floor, bring the forearm down onto the knee, but think about that grounding down. From here, we have exhaled into this position. On the inhale, we're going to reach the right arm up, lower the left hand down across the back of the thigh, lift the heart up, take the gaze up. And we go again, we exhale, we reach up and over. Think about that reach again. You can reach up and over here. If you have shoulder issues, you can take the arm straight up to the ceiling. Hand goes down to the floor if you can. Exhale, we reach up. Ground those feet down, draw the shoulders down and away. Here we go again. We exhale. Exhale, option 2. Inhale, heart up. See how the breathing is going to facilitate your movement. Exhale and inhale. One last one. Remember, everyone, this is warming up. You should really feel warmed up. We reach, ground those legs down. Use that front right leg, really press into that foot. And return to that starting position. Leg straightens up, we turn the feet. Obviously, you want to equal yourself out, so we're going to go to the other side. Turn the foot, heel in line with the arch. Lift the arms up, check in. Headlights of the hips are pointing straight out in front. Reach, really reach. I want you to think about that oppositional force. Heart up, chin up, arms reaching. Bend the front knee, take the gaze straight out in front. Try to lower those hips down as much as you can. And from here, first, our extended angle. Bring the hand down to the floor if you can. Take the gaze up to the ceiling. If not there, remember, hand to the chin. And we reach up, we inhale. And here we go again. We can do forearm to thigh, reach up and over for a little bit of an extra stretch. And inhale, we reach up. Match that breath. Make it a strong breath, everyone. We exhale. And we inhale. Ground those feet down. Reach. 4 more. And up. And 3. Your breathing should be loud and audible. And up. Focus on lowering those hips down to really ground yourself. And up. One last one with that breath. We exhale. And we inhale to reach up. Straighten the arms out. Straighten the feet out. Turn the feet so they're in. And walk the feet back in. Warm up. So I hope you guys are all warmed up with that. The 2 takeaways here. Number 1, the triangle in the foot. Remember that triangle. Keep it grounded down. As we go into some more standing poses, think of that triangle. Think of the grounding down. Through this flow, you should have felt, number 1, energy through the entire body. Number 2, you should have felt movement in the spine. Your spine is literally the backbone of your body. So think about that movement. We work a lot on movement through the mid-back, which is really important because as we go through our day, we're starting to become more and more like this. So we're really going to work on opening up. Our next flow of rounds now, so round 2, we're going to work on frustration. Many of you may have been feeling frustration, kind of goes along with anxiety, because of the unknown, because of the uncertainty. Frustration also happens. And during this time of frustration, the best thing to do is stand up. During times of frustration, we end up being like this a lot. Everything gets very tight. Everything gets very stiff. The standing asanas that we are now going to take you into are the warrior series. There is no one better than the warrior for us to understand how to get out of times of frustration. When we think of a warrior, we think of focus, we think of mental strength, and these series of asanas now, we're going to do 3 together, are really going to help us overcome these feelings of frustration and maybe even anxiety that comes along with this. So our next round of movement is stand up. So here we go. Back to our mats. Now, in our warrior series, which is Virabhadrasan, your feet are going to be a little bit further apart. So I've got my feet almost 3.5 to 4 feet apart. They should be far enough apart so that you can feel a nice stretch to the inner thigh. We're going to take it back to that same position that we were just in for our extended angle pose. We're going to turn the right foot. Heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. I'm going to separate my feet out a little bit more. I turn my upper body up over my right knee. Hips are still pointing straight out in front. So I'm doing a little bit of an oppositional force here. Thumbs come up to my chest, palms together. I'm going to bend into the front knee, and I'm trying to get my front thigh to become parallel to the floor. Here, I take a deep inhale, reach the arms up overhead into my warrior 1. Once again, focus on that grounding of your feet. The triangle of your foot should really be pressed down. Heart up. Remember, stand up tall through this series. From here now, we're going to take it into our warrior 2. Arms extend out. Again, think about that reach. Don't move the legs. Hold here. Think about the mental strength and focus that is required to be a warrior. Take the gaze over the front hand. Reach. Legs ground down. Arms reach out. From here now, we're going to take it into our warrior 3, which is a balancing pose. You may want to watch me and then follow along. We're going to lift up off the back right leg. The arms are going to come up, framing the face. We lift off. We reach forward, and we're going to try to bring the body into a nice T. If you're having a hard time with the balance here, lower the foot down and just keep the toes down. Otherwise, lift the leg up. By focusing on one point on the floor, you're going to hold. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot back down to the original position. Take it back to your warrior 2. Take that reach. Once again, warrior 1. Thumbs to the chest. Turn the upper body. Lift the arms up. We inhale. Warrior 2. We exhale. And warrior 1. We inhale. Lift off. 2, 3. Hold. Take the gaze down. Draw the shoulders away from the ear. Focus on that triangle on the standing foot again. Reach. Arms in opposition to the legs. Lower back down. One more time, everyone. We reach. Warrior 1. Thumbs to chest. We inhale. Heart up, chin up. Think of that grounding. Warrior 2. We reach. Arms out in opposition. And warrior 3 on a strong inhale. Arms up. Lift off. Hold. Balance. Requires focus. Requires strength. And requires grounding down. Slowly come back down. And obviously we do one side, we go to the other. Take the feet out, match the breath. Turn the foot, heel in line with the arch. Arms up, lean into it, turn the upper body, thumbs to the chest. We inhale, lift the arms up. Ground that leg down. Now this time I want you to really think about challenging yourself. Really work on that mental strength to bring the legs down and hold the position here. We hold. Reach the arms out, upper body turns to face forward, arms go out in opposition. And now, turning the upper body again, arms up, level with the ears, and on a strong inhale, we push off the front foot, onto the front foot, hold a balance, reach the arms out. Remember, focus on that one point. Try to get the hip bones to be pointing straight down to the floor. And we return back to your warrior two. Turn to warrior one. We inhale, arms up, shoulders down. Ground those legs down. Exhale, warrior two. Chest open, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, arms up, press off, warrior three. Reach, reach in opposition. Focus, strength, and balance. Back down, last two. We reach, turn the upper body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Reach. Long and strong. Opposition. Ground the foot down. Last one. Reach. Inhale. Arms up. Try to get those hip bones to be pointing straight out in front. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Warrior two, breathe out. And warrior three, back to the balance. We're going to hold the balance for a count of three now here. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Turn the feet so they're parallel. Lower the hands back down by your sides. You should have felt some serious work to the upper body, some serious work to the legs, and there is our stand-up series. So now, the entire body is going in, and we have really added the upper body as well. If you are in any sort of a mental state that is away from being happy or being at peace, the first place that is mimicked is in your upper body. Our upper body lies closest to our brain, and therefore emotions are mirrored in our upper body. You're feeling sad, you're feeling stressed or frustrated, so it is a matter of really working the upper body in order to get your mental state also in a better place. There are many asanas in yoga that work on releasing the upper body and moving the upper body to get you in a better place. So our next now round of series, we're going to look into the aspect of depression. Now, I'm not a clinical psychologist, I'm not a therapist, although I end up being one sometimes in my sessions, but with depression, there are many times a hormonal imbalance that occurs with depression. There are several asanas that not only, as I mentioned, open you up through the upper body, but also stimulate your pituitary gland. Your pituitary gland is the central control system for all the other glands in your body that release hormones. So we are going to now go into some asanas that work on stimulating this pituitary gland and take you out of hormonal balances, which may potentially also be leading to a state of depression. Remember, work on now chin up. Our next set, our next round, we are calling chin up. So think about lifting that chin up. The chin up automatically relates to a lifting of the upper body. We're going to start now lying down on your back. So we're going to go back to our mats. And we're going to start with bridge pose. Bridge pose, which is also known as Setu Bandhasan, is a fantastic way to strengthen you up through the backs of your legs, but it's also a great way to open you up through the front, and there's a little bit of stimulation of your pituitary gland that happens here. We lie down on our backs. Our hands are down by our sides, hips, knees, and ankles are in line. Arms are reaching down by the sides. On a strong inhale, we want to lift the hips up So we're going to start with a little modification here. Bring the weight onto the back of the shoulders. The chin is up. The gaze is up to the ceiling. Again, think about that triangle in your foot. Ground the weight equally between big toe, little toe, and heel. Now from here, clasp the hands underneath. Try to lift those hips up a little bit more, squeezing through the backs of the legs. And on the exhale, we're going to release the hands, and we're going to roll down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, while keeping your collarbones wide. And remember, this is chin up. And again, we're going to do this now, a little bit more of a variation, making it a little bit more challenging. Draw your heels closer to your butt. Kneecaps are pointing up to the ceiling. Remember, chin up, gaze up, ground the feet down. On a strong inhale, we bridge the hips up, reach the knees away from you, keep that chin up, keep your collarbones wide, keep the weight pressing on the backs of the shoulders. You're trying to become a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Try not to hyperextend the back. We don't want to dump into the lower back here. And again, on a strong exhale, we roll down through the spine. Let's do that 3 more times. Chin up. Inhale. Press the hips up. Reach your heels to your shoulders as you reach your kneecaps away from you. Exhale, we roll back down through the spine. Look nowhere but up. 2 more. We inhale, we bridge up. Keep the weight equal on the feet. Try to keep those hips leveled. Exhale, roll down. As you roll down, keep reaching your tailbone away from you to stretch the spine out. 1 last one. We inhale, we bridge up. Remember, the weight is on the back of your shoulders, not on your head. You should be able to lift your head up to give me that chin up. And exhale, we roll down. Slowly with control. Now, we're going to take it into 1 more asana, Machindrasana, which is fish pose. Really very powerful to get that pituitary gland going, get those hormones in balance, and get that mental state in a really great place. We stretch the legs out. Now here, we're going to do a little bit of a modification first, and we'll go into the full asana. From here, the hands are down by the sides. All you're going to think about is chin up. We're going to lift the chin up. With the chin up, think that someone has got a hook on your heart and they're lifting your heart up towards the ceiling. So there's going to be a small little bridge that's going to happen. Small movement to begin with. We inhale. Exhale, slowly roll down through the upper back to return to that flat position. Let's try that 2 more times. Inhale, chin up. Heart lifts up to the ceiling. Think about pressing down firmly through the forearm. Exhale, slowly back down. 1 more time. Legs are zipped together. Draw your toes towards your face. We inhale. Heart up, chin up, and exhale, slowly back down. Now, taking it into the full Machindrasana. We're going to bend the knees to begin with, and we're going to lift the hips up. Clasp the hands underneath you. And from here now, you're going to bring the top of your head down onto the mat. Really retract those shoulder blades back behind you and try to lift the heart up. Now from here, if possible, stretch one leg out, stretch the other leg out. You are a bridge, the top of your toes to the top of the head, lifting the heart up, chin up everyone. Exhale, we slowly roll down. Ooh, a little bit more challenging. Let's try that 1 more time, this time with the legs straight. Hands are clasped together. Bring the top of your head down now. Retract those shoulder blades. Press the forearms down. Lift the hips up. Chin up, everybody. Hold. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll back down. Chin to chest. Unrelease those shoulders. Release those arms. And slowly come up. Chin up. We take it into 2 more movements for chin up. Now we're going to lie down on our stomach. When we lie down on our stomach, I want you to focus on engaging through your center. Another way to ground you down. Chin up on our stomach now. Lying down on your stomachs, we're going to take it into 2 asanas here. We have Bhujangasana and we have Shalabhasana. Two fantastic movements to work on lifting up and as well as work on that upper body strength a little bit. We start first with Bhujangasana. Hands are level with the shoulders, legs are reaching out. I want everyone to think about as they inhale and lift the heart up, draw the shoulders down, press down the toes into your mat. So it's really important to keep those toes pressed down so that you stay engaged through the backs of your legs and there isn't a whole bunch of dumping that happens into the lower back. Exhale, we slowly lower back down. Although Bhujangasana is working on flexibility of the spine, inhale, we lift. We want to make sure that we are also working on keeping the lower back safe. Exhale, slowly lower back down. That pressing down and that reaching of the toes really helps to support the lower back. Inhale, chin up, heart up, shoulders down. Exhale, slowly back down. One more time, everyone. We inhale, lift the heart, draw the shoulders away, neck long, chin up, and exhale, slowly down. We're going to take it now into Ardha Shalabhasana. Ardha Shalabhasana is a great way to strengthen the backs of the legs. The chin is still up. The arms are down by your sides. Anchor your chin down onto the mat, chin up, gaze up to the top of your mat. Think about now you have a hot cup of coffee sitting at the small of your back. You do not want to spill that coffee as you go into this Ardha Shalabhasana. If the palms facing up are causing your shoulders to round forward, you can press the palms down into the mat. That also works very well. Chin down onto the mat. This time, on a strong inhale, we reach the right leg out and we lift it up without spilling that coffee on the lower back. You should really feel the engagement through the back of the leg. Chin up, everyone. Don't tuck that chin. Exhale, we slowly lower back down to the opposite side. Think of that reach as you lift. Don't spill that coffee. Keep the abdominals engaged by drawing the belly button into the spine. Let's do that 3 more times to each side. Chin stays grounded, chin stays up. We inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale, we reach and lift. Exhale, lower. And last time to each side, try to keep the leg long. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, but keep the chin up. One last one. We inhale. And we exhale to slowly lower. Now, here we go. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's bring those hands underneath us. Pinky side of the fingers are joined underneath you, so the palms are facing down. Elbows are pressing in to the abdominals, one side and the other side. The elbows pressing into the abdominals are actually massaging our colon. Our digestive tract takes a big hit when we are in a very different emotional state. Here is one way to get that digestive system back on track. Chin up, everyone, chin to mat. And this time, on the inhale, while reaching the legs away, we lift. Squeeze through the backs of the legs. Keep the chin up, chin up, chin up. And exhale, we slowly lower back down. And again, really anchor those arms down. Use those forearms as a little bit of leverage. And exhale down. One more time. We inhale, we reach. And exhale, we lower. And bring the hands out. Relax the right cheek down onto the mat. Take 2 deep breaths. Switch, relax your left cheek on the mat. And take 2 deep breaths. And now hopefully everyone is in a nice chin-up situation. We've done warm-up. We've done stand-up. We've done chin-up. And now it's time to perk up. With Perk Up, we are going to work on combating loneliness. We are social beings as humans, and during this lockdown period, you might be feeling moments of loneliness. Through this next series of exercise, which I have termed Perk Up, Perk Up is going to focus on you becoming self-sufficient, becoming strong from the center, and it's going to work a little bit on your self-development. It is through self-development that we become at peace with ourselves. We become comfortable being alone. The loneliness should hopefully not last too long, as I keep telling myself. This too will pass. But in the meantime, here are a few asanas that are going to really focus on self-development and get you independent and okay with being on your own for hopefully not too much longer. We're going to take it back to our mats again, and we're going to come onto all fours. In the all fours position, the knees are underneath the hips and the hands come underneath the shoulders. Once again, I want you to imagine that your hot cup of coffee, your hot cup of tea, yes, yogis drink coffee and tea as well. We're not all just drinking water. So that's sitting at the small of your back. You do not want to spill your coffee, which means your hip bones are now pressing down to the floor. In this position, you are fighting gravity. So core strength is of utmost importance. Here is a fantastic place to develop core strength. We start just real nice and easy with an opposite arm leg reach, working into an asana which is called bird dog. We reach left arm and right leg. Think about that word reach. Now, what we say in yoga is when something lifts, something else has to ground down. So the grounding down has to be of the opposite hand and the knee. Really press down into your mat with the opposite arm and leg to keep your cup of whatever favorite beverage you have nice and steady at the small of your back. We inhale to lift and we exhale to lower back to the starting position. Let's go to the opposite side. Inhale, we reach. Reach. Think about that reach. Think about that grounding down of the opposite side. Think about that metaphor of grounding down. Exhale, we lower back down. Let's go to the opposite side again. Inhale, we reach. Think about that length through the neck. Keep your ears over your shoulders, so look straight down in front of your hand that's grounded down. Exhale, we lower. One more time. Inhale, we reach. And exhale, we lower back down. We're going to add one bit of movement now here. We're going to add a flexion and extension. This is, after all, perk up. So the perk up is going to come with a little bit of movement. Hands underneath the shoulders. Legs are nice and steady and firmly pressed down. You can bring the tops of your toes down if you want a little bit more stability. That's fine. We reach left arm and right leg. From here, draw the elbow to the knee. We exhale. Inhale, we reach, and then we lift the heart up, getting you into that little perk up. Remember, ground down through the opposite side. Exhale, elbow to knee. Tuck the tailbone underneath, round the back out. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the leg back behind you. Two more times. We exhale. And we inhale. Try to keep the knee over the hip, the shoulder over the wrist of the grounded arm and knee. Exhale and inhale. And we exhale to lower back down. Let's go to the opposite side. Remember, work from your center. Draw that belly button in. We inhale, we reach. Keep your beverage steady. Exhale, draw elbow to knee, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin to the chest. And inhale, we reach, lift the heart up, reach the leg straight back up. Try not to lift the leg back too far. You do not want to be arching the lower back. Exhale. Inhale, heart up. And exhale. And inhale. Last two, everyone, stay with me. Exhale. Inhale, draw that belly button in. Exhale. And inhale. And we lower back down. Once again, adding on a little bit of an aspect of upper body strengthening over here and also opening you up through your upper body. As I mentioned, the emotional state is all mirrored in your upper body. So really think about opening up through the front of your body to help you overcome some of these states. We're taking it into the last and final round now, everyone. So a few more minutes over here. Our last and final round is heart up. One of the most important muscles in your body is your heart. It doesn't matter how big your biceps are, how strong your legs are. If your heart is not strong, there's nowhere you're going to go. During this time, we are feeling immense amounts of stress because of the uncertainty, because of mounting pressures from work, from home, children homeschooling online. all of this adds to someone's stress. It's very easy to say, don't stress. But one of the easiest ways through yoga to combat the stress is simply moving from one asana to the next. So adding in a vinyasa flow, if you please, and that flow gets the heart rate to come up. You are exercising your heart, and therein we call this sequence heart up. So to end with, we're going to do a small little vinyasa flow here. The flow is going to start in Phalakasana, which is our plank pose, and we're going to take it from there into a few. Again, here is a great place to work on core strength. So we go back to that whole idea of really working on self-development. And yoga is one of the fantastic ways, one of the most, I would say, effective ways to really work on self-development. Here we go, heart up, our last, fifth and final round. We're gonna come to our mats. In our plank position, our hands are underneath our shoulders. We stretch our legs out, become a long, strong, straight line from the top of your head to your heels. Try to keep your heels underneath your toes. Squeeze through the backs of your legs. From here, we're going to take it into our downward facing dog. Press the heels down, reach your hips up to the ceiling, draw the rib cage back towards your heels. And now from here, back to our plank position. From the plank position, we're going to lift off of one hand, come to your side plank. As you come to your side plank, try to rotate on your feet, press the bottom hip forwards, and we exhale, come back to the plank. Inhale, we come to the side plank, to the opposite side, reach the arm up, float the arm up and turn the head. Exhale, back to your side plank. And now from here, we are going to take it into our lizard pose. Inhale, we're going to draw that right foot all the way up, as high as you possibly can. If your foot can't come all the way up to the hand, as high as it can. Reach the extended hip forward. So the extended leg hip goes forward. And we draw the leg back as you exhale. Inhale, opposite hand, opposite foot comes up to the hand. Press the hips forward. Remember, this is heart up. So now lift the heart up. Take the gaze straight out in front. Try to keep the weight equal on the hands. And we exhale, take the foot back. Inhale, back to our downward facing dog. Press the heels down. Reach your sit bones, those are the bony joints in your butt, up to the ceiling. And exhale, back to your plank pose. Inhale to the side plank. Lift the hand up. Exhale, back to your plank. Inhale to the opposite side. Remember, we want to get that heart rate going up just a little bit. Exhale, back to the plank. Inhale, walk the right foot up. Press the hips forward, heart up here, everyone. Exhale, foot comes back. Try to lift that foot up as much as possible. And inhale, foot up, heart up. Exhale, back to the plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. One more time, everyone with me. Exhale, plank. Inhale, side plank. Press down. Now this time we're grounding down through the hand. Really think about pressing that floor away. Exhale, back to your plank. Inhale, side plank. Exhale, back to the plank. Inhale, walk that foot up, heart up. Exhale, back. Inhale, walk the foot up on the opposite side, heart up. Exhale, back. Now slowly lower the knees down. Sit back down onto your heels. Lower your chest down onto your thighs. We're going to take it into balasana, extended child's pose here. Lower the forehead down onto the mat. Ground yourself down and take 4 deep breaths. Deep inhale. Try to breathe into the spaces in your back. Exhale. 2 more times. Deep inhale into the spaces in your back. And exhale. On the last breath, really think about pressing your chest down heavy onto your thighs to allow for a little bit more space in your back, to let the breath go into your back that might have become a little tight over these past several weeks of lockdown. Slowly come up. And we're done with our warm-up. Stand up, chin up, perk up, and heart up. I hope you enjoyed the sequences. And I hand it back over to Mithun now for some questions. Thank you.
If there can be a asana to clap, I think I will be the best in that. And certainly, I tell you what, now that we were doing yoga, my best asana is savasana. Just lie down and you're on the ground. So that was beautiful. That was indeed beautiful. The best part is how you explain every asana and what advantages it has, from heart up to heart as the most strongest part of it. So anything you do, heart should be really focused on.
Yes.
And of course, your other asanas helping about anxiousness, work from home stress, and many other stress, how to ease it. So I think exactly what wellness at 360 at home means, giving everything. And thank you so much, Radhika. It was beautiful. We loved
Thank you.
everything on a special day, and I think we couldn't get better than what you just taught us right now. So yes, my asana is called clap asana. Everybody who's watching can join me in clap asana. That's beautiful. I see many questions that's coming in. So Radhika, if you're ready, we can roll the questions. Okay,
Let's do this.
let's get the questions rolling. I see interesting ones. The first question that's coming in is a very straightforward question. I think everyone would love to know. I'm sure you've already explained this, but Neeraj is asking, what are the key advantages of yoga every day?
I'm going to say there are 3 key advantages, Neeraj. Number 1 is the mind-body connection that you get through yoga. There are very few other forms of exercise. The other form of exercise that I practice is Pilates, and Pilates is the other form. So when I join my yoga practice with my Pilates practice, those really help me. So the mind-body connection, number 1. Number 2, the mobility and the flexibility that you gain from yoga is really second to none. Again, maybe Pilates comes close, but the flexibility is really, really amazing, which again, no other form of movement can do. And I think the third one, which I haven't gone over, but I think there's a lot of information out there, is the power of pranayam. So pranayam, which is specific to yoga, is super, super powerful. And especially during a time like this, pranayam can really, really change the game.
I totally agree with the third point, mostly because I do pranayama on everyday basis, and it's got some amazing advantages. It just makes you so much more powerful about what you are, who you are, and makes you fearless. That's important. So yes, thank you. Let's do the next question very quickly. Radhika, the next question is, lately we've been hearing a lot about mental health in the recent events that's happening around us. What are the key advantages of yoga towards mental well-being or wellness, mind wellness?
So as I mentioned at the beginning, yoga is union of the mind, the body, and the spirit. So that union of all 3 really helps you as far as mental well-being is concerned. You get very centered. Also, staying in the present. Yoga is another form of movement. You can't be thinking about what you're going to make for lunch, who you're going to meet for dinner, where you're going to go, what are your kids going. You have to stay focused on the movement. So there's a lot of centering and there's a lot of focus that comes, which really helps as far as mental well-being is concerned.
Wow. So I think that does answer all the questions that were regarding mental health and mental well-being. So let's go to the next question, Radhika. Next question is coming in from someone called Ishant Sharma. He's asking, any diet advice which you would want to give, which is important for yoga?
So that was one of the biggest things when I joined the Yogendra Institute, is that we would always joke that every other day was dudi, and so the joke between my batch was that dudi ka sale laga hua hai kahin pe, so that's why I was like dudi. But actually it was sattvic. There was no garlic, there was no onions. Now it's a little difficult. I'm not going to say I've gone back to my sattvic roots, but what you have to understand as far as nutrition is concerned is you need to stick to seasonal, fresh, and indigenous. So what is it that we eat in this belt? What is it that is in season here? And also remember, our need for calories is very small, very small. So Shant, reach out to us for nutrition. We do personalized nutrition as well. So, but your needs are actually very small, and especially less now. Unless you're doing jhadu pocha every day, your needs for calories are really not that big. So
I think that also answers. Thank you, Shant, for the question. We move forward towards another question. What's normal question everybody's asking is how often should one do yoga in a week? Should we do it every day? Should we do it alternate days, or there is any particular days in a week that one should do yoga? So what's your take on that, Radhika?
you should practice yoga day in and day out. And now, so I'm going to say that again. You're going to practice yoga day in and day out, because the essence of yoga is union of mind, body, and spirit. And the essence of yoga is staying in the present. Now, as far as asanas are concerned, I know that's where the question is directed to. As far as asanas are concerned, do it every day. Just make sure you're varying it up. So if one day you're going to focus on asanas that are more focused towards your lower body, the next day focus on upper body, so you're not bombarding the same muscles over and over again. And just remember, spinal mobility, very important, which yoga has. Do that every day.
That's true. That's true. Keep it up every day. If you do yoga, trust me, you will see the result in less than 30 days for sure. One more question that's again a very generic question. What time of the day should one be doing yoga?
Practice when you feel best. There is not a magical yoga hour. You should exercise when you feel best, because if you're going to force yourself to do it, you're not going to be there completely mentally or even physically. So exercise when you feel best. Just important that you move every day.
Radhika, what is the best time of yoga for you? Let me ask the question.
It is any time between 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. My day starts very early. I'm up at 5.
Okay, last couple of more questions. This one is a very interesting question that's coming in. Today is International Yoga Day. Today is also World Music Day. What's the connection that you find between these two big major events of life?
There is a huge connection within. I think both have very powerful therapeutic aspects. During this lockdown period, everyone talked about picking up a new skill, and it wasn't a new skill, but I went back to playing my sitar. And there is a meditative aspect to both yoga as well as music. So, and it's not only about listening to music. I think listening to music is very important, but I think playing music, so it's never too late to learn. I'm 42 and I've picked it up again after 25 years. That's when I last played my sitar. So there is that meditative aspect. And so I think there is a very big connect between the two. And also in the West has done a fantastic job of creating a whole genre of music for yoga. So, and they have seen that they're with that percussive beat or with the rhythm, you can actually get someone's body to flow a lot better. So that's if you've got the rhythm in you.
I was in fact coming to that point, that there are people who have started the musical yoga, which is doing wonders in the West. And like you said, Radhika, there's a big connection. Like every time you breathe in as well, there's a musical that goes in while you breathe in as well. So there's a big connection. And I think what happens is happening very good. So music day, yoga is meant to be together. And that's how it works together in one hand. Last question I'm going to take. I have like so many questions. I'm a little confused. What question should I take? But let me choose the best one. This is a question that's coming for mostly women oriented. And the question is that, please suggest yoga for PCOS. You know what PCOS is?
PCOS, yes. PCOS, PCOD. So the ones that we did in the middle where I did chin up. So chin up, all 4 of those asanas. So we did Setu Bandhasan, bridge pose. We did Machindrasan, which is fish pose. We did Bhujangasan, and we did Shalabhasan. All of those have an effect on the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is your central control system for all other releases of hormones. So it controls the other glands that release hormones. So those are really good. But along with that, the major connect with PCOS is your lifestyle. So you again, stay in the present, go to bed early, wake up early, have a clean nutrition plan. But yoga, these chin-up asanas can really, really help.
That's true. So what Radhika is trying to tell you here is do anything with the upper body, because she told you earlier as well, upper body does wonders with your workout and asanas. So concentrate there, and trust me, most of your problems will be resolved in no time. So thank you so much, Radhika. Just one last question. If you had to describe Wellness 360 at home, which is a platform that ICICI Lombard is bringing from the whole lockdown time, giving it all to different people in terms of nutritionist, Pilates, fitness, yoga. If you are described Wellness 360 at home in one word, what would that be?
All-rounded.
All-rounded. Well, that was Radhika giving us more than insight towards how you can be healthy and be smiling all around throughout the day, throughout your life, if you get into yoga. So if you haven't started, today is a day. Take a kind of promise to yourself that you will start yoga. And Radhika was here helping us to get into yoga on this very special day, the International Yoga Day, along with World Music Day. Radhika, thank you so much on behalf of the entire team of ICICI Lombard. I want to thank you for joining us this morning, and it was fantastic having you. So thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Mithun. Thank you, ICICI Lombard. And happy Yoga Day, everyone. Stay well, stay safe, stay home, and stay strong.
That's right. Stay strong and stay completely well, because that's exactly what we want you all to do. So yes, thank you so much, everyone who logged in, who joined us this morning on International Yoga Day as well as the World Music Day. It was lovely having you all. Remember, you start now and start to get better, because that's exactly what we want you all to do with the means of Wellness 360 at home, ICICI Lombard. Well, I'm wearing a color which is about ICICI Lombard, and I want you all to take the color of the pride and go out there and become the best version of you are. Thank you so much again for joining us. This is Wellness 360 at home. My name is Mithun Upadhyay. In case you have any feedback, suggestion, go on to our Facebook page, Wellness 360 at home, and share your thoughts there. Thank you again for joining us. Have a great day. Enjoy your day and make it worth best memories. Happy International Yoga Day. Thank you.